Well, this was an absolute terrible anchorage last night. Swell from the east wrapped around the island and was just hitting us on the beam all night long here in the southern anchorage at San Salvador. So we're gonna head over to the west side of the island and hopefully the swell and everything will be a little nicer for us. We were really nervous actually coming over here because as soon as we rounded the point, yeah, okay, well great, we were out of the southern surge, but there was a bunch of north surge that was coming out of who knows where, somewhere in the ocean, and it was really making me worried that we weren't going to have any protection no matter where we went here on the island. Well, after pretty much circumnavigating the island, checking out all the anchorages around, we're back here in Coburn town. And well, there's east wind. Yesterday at the viewpoint we were discussing all our different options on where we should go because the surge was coming out of, well, there's some out of the north and there's also some out of the south, and anyway, it's been a little bit hectic here. We're just really grateful because we came here and we weren't sure what it was going to be like after a really rough night of sleep last night. It's dead calm. The island is protecting us perfectly from both the surge and the wind. And I'm so grateful for that right now because our night of sleep was not fun. Even with a stern anchor out, it was not doing the trick. And the surge was actually coming right on our beam and the wind was too strong to angle the boat any further off the wind to face the bow into the swell. So we were just getting whipped around all over the place. I mean, it's not the worst it's been, but it's the worst it's been, I think, with Coral at an anchorage. And Coral was the one who slept the best. So that's good, at least she slept well. But we were actually sleeping this morning at like 3 in the morning. We were sleeping in the V-berth sideways because it was the only way, because, you know, the boat is going side to side like this. So if you sleep sideways with the motion, it doesn't feel as bad. If you're sleeping like this, you just roll around with the boat every time it moves. And it gets fairly violent when the surge comes in just right. But anyway, it's beautiful here. It's so much calmer with the east wind that we're having.
Bon appétit!
Oh, man, that looks so good. Thank you, sweetie.
Lobster pad thai.
I'm so grateful for our freezer this year.
The one is for mommy. Well, cheers to a much better anchorage by Coburn town. Way better than the south.
This is still a bit of surge, but our stern anchor is doing the trick at handling it. You keep going back for more, but it's sour. You're just like mommy.
She loves trying new things. And fighting with mom for apples. Oui. Welcome to Wildly Intrepid. I'm Alex. And this is Corey. 3 years ago, we sailed south from Canada as newbie sailors. Now we share our love of travel with our baby girl Coral as we explore new areas of the Bahamas. Join us for our weekly adventure. The following morning, we went for a little stroll in Coburn town. It was still super windy, but I wanted to stretch my legs. The waves were too big for my liking, but not in Corey's mind. He wanted to go spearfishing.
When I get a chance to go out spearfishing, I don't tend to take every shot I have, especially when I have fish sitting in the freezer. Sometimes I just like to practice to see just how close I can get to these animals before scaring them off. Like this spawny lobster, who would have been an easy meal today, but lucky for him, the season was over. but this lionfish didn't fare so well. These spiky invasive fish are quite tasty, but they really destroy reefs with how much fish they consume.
That smells good.
It smells good. Oh yeah, I guess it smells like onions. But we got some locally made conch salad here from the fishermen that I've been chatting with and getting all sorts of local knowledge and intel. And from now on, when I catch a barracuda, I'm bringing it to some of these people because it seems like a lot of the locals like to eat the barracuda, and I've always been afraid to eat them. So it'll be nice to share some fish with some locals.
We have a local meat pie that we bought at the store. They're fresh conch salad from the locals, and some rice. And sweet potatoes for Coral. That's the first. Hey?
Wanna try some, sweetie? What do you think? You like it? Oh, thank you. Wow. Okay. You want more? Is that what that means? Here you go. You're so smart. Whoa. Okay. You missed the mouth a little, but it's pretty good.
C'est bon? Yum!
Wow, eh?
Mwah. Mwah. T'es-tu fatigué?
Coral, you're fearless, my love. We got everything padded the best we can because she just keeps standing up. Where are you going, sweetie?
Ouh! Viens-tu chercher le popcorn? On va se faire du popcorn, mon amour. Donne les mains. C'est ça, une main? Ok. Ok, viens-t'en. C'est ça, un pas à la fois. Oui, papa il est là.
I see you, I'm watching.
Pas avec la bouche.
Your teeth won't work. 3 points of contact. Wow. It's a little slippery, eh? We're gonna get going a little bit. Go do a bit of diving a little bit south of here. North of here. Anyway, there's a wreck just a little bit past the airstrip, and we'll go see if we can do some diving on it. / just change of scenery a little bit. We don't need that much, it's only for the afternoon.
Yeah, but we're pretty deep, are we?
12 feet. Should be fine, we're gonna get blown off anyway, as long as we don't get caught on these coral heads here.
With our 35-pound mantis anchor well set in the Seine, and Corey taking care of Coral, I took off in the dinghy to go find the wreck. Unfortunately, the mooring where I tied to wasn't anywhere near it. And even driving around and searching from the surface led to nothing. I wasn't too disappointed because there were so many stunning corals to see and only 10-15 feet of water. And a little deeper, heading towards the ledge, I even spotted a nurse shark who seemed to be napping. Satisfied with my dive, despite not finding the wreck, I made my way back to the sailboat to let Corey dive. I also knew Miss Coral would need me for a little bit.
You may have noticed that we spend a lot of time in the water. With all the layers of shapes and colors of coral, and the multiple of creatures, big and small, living among them, it's easy to see why it can be hard to leave the water, even long after our hands are pruny. The next new creature we have yet to encounter may just be one sand patch over.
Talk about the perfect sunset to end a great freediving day. The whole sky seemed to be lit on fire, and the rain cloud did not even sprinkle on us, but gave us this even more colorful surprise. There's even a rainbow! We wanted to take off from San Salvador today, but you know when your gut tells you you shouldn't? And this morning it's just been like dark clouds, rainy clouds, not very nice, and the waves out there are pretty big, and with coral we don't, I guess we're a little bit more scared. We don't want to go in 10-12 footers with our little boat and just put her through not so much of a good ride. Especially that then this ends up being Corey driving the whole time and me holding kind of coral. And if it's really wet, our cockpit is not the most protected. So, and we wouldn't really want to be down below deck if it's crazy waves, because then she's gonna get seasick for sure. So I think we're hanging out here today. So what are we doing today, sweetie?
We're going diving. Well, not you. You don't get to go. You have to learn how to hold your breath first and go in the water. We haven't been doing much swimming because the beaches are all fairly steep and a decent amount of like swell, so she's touched the water, but she hasn't done much swimming lately. Eh? You gotta learn how to swim. But she's learned how to crawl and pull herself up, and she's a ton of trouble now. Coral! Yeah, you're a ton of trouble. Yeah, you can tell by the voice. So she just pulls herself up places and just holds on, and then all of a sudden she lets go and falls down.
This last dive was a mix of feelings. San Salvador Island had won my heart in so many ways. 2 weeks later, and I didn't want to leave. The sea life, visibility, corals, and the hiking, viewpoints, and friendly locals were all compelling me to stay. So here I was, snorkeling and soaking it all in because it felt like a dream. We live too much in the past and future, but we should focus more on the present and cherish these fleeting moments, which are so special. Swim through these little caves and really look at Mother Nature's pieces of art. We could tell when people were arriving on San Salvador Island because the landing strip was just across from where we were anchored. What are you up to over there?
Just pulling tight our stern anchor, setting the stern anchor. It always takes a little bit of scope to get it set, but it tends to make it a little more comfortable in here once we get it all lined up with the waves here.
Easter chocolate. Ok.
Stop teasing me, Mom. I want to eat it.
Non, faut pas manger l'emballage. 30 minutes, on va l'ouvrir. Just a little lick.
You're gonna have a stomach ache, I think.
Because this little girl is only eating healthy things, right?
Chocolate. If I use my teeth, I get a bigger chunk.
I know. I don't want you to get the whole thing, though. And she is using her teeth. This might be our very last night on San Salvador Island. We're hoping to take off some more mornings if the weather stays the way it is. And right now, right over there is a full-on bar with music playing. Happy Easter Sunday! The beauty of a freezer, filet mignon.
Oh man, you outdid yourself, my love.
Filet mignons for Easter. That's really exciting. Very, very exciting.
Balsamic vinegar dressing, some
wine.
wine.
Some radish sprouts with hemp seeds and tomatoes. And we have the onion chives, mashed potato.
In a bag, but it's still gonna be good.
Bon appetit!
Yum.
And to end the night, double chocolate fudge cake with Hershey ice cream. Icing, I mean. Ice cream would be good.